Good evening. It's March 10th, 2025, Monday. It's my pleasure and honor to be with a World War II hero, Mr. John J. Jeckovich. And we have two special guests today. His great-great-grandson, Brody Jeckovich.
Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay, and his great-great-granddaughter, Hailey Jeckovich.
Oh,
What two fine young people. They both came in over from Malibu, California, all this way to visit, and they're going to have a wonderful time in Florida. So, how you doing today, Brody?
I'm doing pretty good.
You're looking well.
Thank you.
I want to ask you a question. You look like a wrestler or a boxer, and you're definitely a Republican. Would you ever date a Democrat?
Probably not.
Huh?
Probably not.
Okay. And how are you doing, Hailey? You're looking wonderful.
I'm great, Papa.
Remind me on your way out, I can give you a $50 bill so I can get you some new jeans. Your things are all torn up.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
torn up. Are you in high school or college now?
College.
I see. Are you single or dating?
Dating.
Okay,
You're
that's
what?
wonderful.
You're single?
I'm dating.
Oh, you're dating? Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. You're dating a nice young man?
Yes.
Okay.
Is he
Well,
fire?
we're
Is
sitting
he
here.
fire?
Is he what?
Is he fire play?
Firefighter.
No.
No.
No. I
No.
don't do that anymore.
Brody, would you have any questions for Mr. John J. Jeckovich while you're sitting there? Shooting guns. What type of
The
guns?
Army?
Don't get him too personal, though.
Oh.
What type of weapon did he?
Yeah, what type of weapon you shoot?
What type of weapon he put
When
in
I
his?
shoot?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Heavy duty machine gun.
No, I get that notebook of mine in my room on the bottom drawer. All what I did that list to the court.
Yeah, you want to grab me that list? I'll grab the
In
list.
the bottom drawer?
Second drawer, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll read the list. Haley, did you have any questions for Mr. John J. Jeckovich? I understand that you're dating, but let me put a side note. A side note is this. Mr. Jeckovich was married for 69 long and wonderful years. 69 long and wonderful years. And guess what? He engaged to his wife, Delphine Stulak, in the Roman Catholic Basilica in Tonawanda, New York. She accepted his proposal, and then Delphine Stulak and John Jeckovich knelt on the altar of the Basilica in Tonawanda, New York, and they prayed for a long and happy marriage. Were your prayers answered?
Yeah, it's the 69 years.
69 years.
69 years.
That's
I
awesome.
asked Zach, I hope you have the same long 69 years. As funny as Zach is, he goes, no, I want 68. Isn't he a funny guy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll make you laugh. So this is Mr. Jeckovich's 471st podcast. It's on all YouTube channels. He's filmed it all around the world. And today we're in Studio 6A. It's 6A. And it's all about this one little book. And his book is called Their Mother's Sons. It's all about his book. How many pages was that, Mr. Jeckovich? How many pages was that, Mr. Jeckovich?
89 years old, that picture.
Yeah.
Wow. How many pages are
How
in
many
there?
pages?
Huh?
How many pages are in the book?
849.
Think about it. Mr. Jeckovich wrote all this 849 pages longhand on yellow notebooks, tablets. He never had Google because he didn't know what Google was. He did it all by head. 849 pages. And they're beautiful stories. What they basically talk about is when Mr. Jeckovich is from 11 years old to his mother passing away at 89. It's called Their Mother's Sons because Mr. Jeckovich was the sole provider of his mother. His father was a legal immigrant who came through Ellis Island, and his name was Marion Jeckovich. And he was working very, very hard to give his son a better life, working 3 jobs. Finally, at the age of 43, he was simply worked to death worked to death like a slave, and he fell in the cement at age of 43 and he died. And from that point on, Mr. Jeckovich had to take care of his mother. Mr. Jeckovich never left his mother's side until she passed away at 43, until she passed away at 89.
89, yeah.
But when his father, I'll show you how things are different now. When his father passed away at 43 years old, Mr. Jeckovich was 11 or 12, and tell us how you found out. The police,
The police called up at 8 o'clock, said you gotta go down to the hospital, your father got hurt.
and so the police picked up Mr. Jeckovich at 3063 Orleans Avenue, 11 or 12 years old. Did you sit in the back seat or front seat?
Backseat.
And then what happened next?
Took him down to the hospital, and I asked the nurse where my father was, she said, well, he was downstairs. I said, downstairs?
He got worried because he thought he was going upstairs to see he might have hurt his ankle or his arm. Then what?
Well, they took me down to the morgue, my father was dead.
At 11 and 12. And what was your father? Did he have cement on him still?
No, I little cement here out of his face.
Was your father's eyes closed or open?
Closed.
And then what did they tell you to do then?
Go through his pockets.
Go through his pockets. And what did you find in his pocket?
Well, he was a smoker. He made those
Very light smoker.
Yeah, light smoker. He took those Swiss Albert with the tissue paper rolled up himself.
And what else did you find in his pockets?
His keys for the house,
And what else did you find in his
some
pocket?
quarters and that. No bills.
I want that. I wanted to read that.
There.
And so, I can read that for you, Mr.
Here they are, right here.
I can read that out loud, Mr.
Here you
Jeckovich.
go, here.
Give it to me, I'll read it out loud. Give it to me.
Don't lose it, don't lose it. That's
I'll
what
read
we're
it out
talking
loud, but let me
about.
finish this conversation. This is
Hey,
gonna
my favorite
answer,
part.
this is gonna answer your questions, Mr. Jeckovich.
Prison.
This is, Brody, this is gonna answer your questions, but let me finish. So, Mr. Jeckovich had, the police dropped him off at the front door of the hospital. He had to walk in reception area. He says, I'm looking for my father, Marion Jeckovich. And he thought he might have fell and hurt his ankle or wrist. And so he's gonna go upstairs. They took him downstairs in the morgue. Imagine doing that 11 or 12-year-old boy. And then identify the body and then rifle through his pockets.
Well, he's dead.
While he's dead, rifle through his pockets. So from that point on, that's why the book is titled Their Mother's Sons. He took care of his mother by her side until she was 89 years old. But he made numerous sacrifices. One of the sacrifices is this.
What's
I'm talking about World War II.
Oh,
Mr. Jeckovich's two brothers during World War II, they enlisted. When you enlist, you get a lot better job if you get drafted. So one of the brothers enlisted, he never went overseas, and he basically taught people in New York on how to drive a Jeep. A real simple thing. But Mr. Jeckovich didn't want to enlist. Why?
21 minutes.
Because he wanted to spend more time with his mother. So he waited till they came calling to him.
Yeah.
They drafted him, but guess what? Guess what? When you get drafted, you don't have any choices. They're gonna send you right to the front line, right to the combat.
33
is a military code,
Code,
and
yeah.
Mr. Jeckovich is saying, that means teenagers. You sent teenagers in.
Yeah.
So they sent Mr. Jeckovich right to the front line, and during that course of his years during World War II, he was shot by a sniper in the shoulder. He got trench foot,
Lost my hip.
lost his hip, frostbite. He still
I still got that stupid frostbite now,
80
tonight.
years later, he's still suffering from frostbite. And also, he got stabbed, he got beat up hand to hand, and then he had a dirty bomb blow over his head. Do you know what a dirty bomb is?
No.
A dirty bomb is a really nasty bomb that the Nazis put together. It would blow up over your head.
Honorable discharge.
It would blow up over your head, but the Nazis put in it razors, bolts, wrenches, old pipes. So when it blows up, it hits everybody. And that leg right there you're looking at, Mr. Jeckovich still has shrapnel from that bomb in there. So if he would go through a security checkpoint at the airport, all the alarms would go off. But that dirty bomb did more than disable Mr. Jeckovich. His buddy Donald Lape was in the same foxhole. It blew off his head totally. and the only thing that was hanging was Donald Lape's glasses on the one ear that was left. Mr. Jeckovich closed his eyes, removed one dog tag, and took off the glasses and wrote a beautiful letter to Donald Lape's mother and father. He was only 17. And so, ironic story that took place after that. We didn't find this out. But 2 blocks away from Mr. Jeckovich, that lives in Florida, Donald Lape's brother lived there for 20 years, and we didn't know it until his brother died.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be beautiful, those two get together? Now, I want to answer your question here, Brody, about Mr. Jeckovich's weapons
He
he
has the
fired.
paper on the floor.
I'll get it. Weapons he fired, and this is from the officially Department of Army.
Yeah.
This letter's from the Department of Army. Okay. Upon rule of the documents provided in support of your request and other documentations, this letter is to verify John J. Jeckovich's entitlement to the following awards and decorations. Now this is the real deal. You got the Bronze Star Medal. He received the Purple Heart, which I think your dad has. He received the Army Good Conduct Medal. He received the American Campaign Medal. He received the European, African, Middle Eastern Campaign Medal with 3 Bronze Stars. He's highly decorated. He received a World War II Victory Medal. Do you remember VEA?
Yeah.
Army of Occupation Medal with Germany clasp. He had Combat Infantry Badge, Sharpshooter. Tell us about you being a sharpshooter.
Sharpshooter. I qualified every weapon they had.
Yeah,
And
every
one
weapon he had.
machine guns.
He was a sharpshooter with this: carbine, 45 caliber pistol, and heavy duty machine gun. He also received machine gun bars, marksman badge with rifle bar, an honorable service lapel button from World War II. So he's very highly decorated. And when he got shot up, I need some help. When he got shot up, they sent him over to Paris for several months to recover. There's a hospital in Paris they sent him to. And an interesting thing, he was still bandaged up from all those wounds.
Yeah.
But because the war desperately needed combat soldiers, they said to him, if your finger could squeeze that machine gun, and if you could walk, what are you?
Fit for duty.
Fit for duty.
33.
But his heavy machine gun, I have to describe it to you so you understand. It's not handled by one person, people, it's handled by several.
It's a squad.
Squad. Mr. Jeckovich was the operator. We had one that carried the tripod, was 150 pounds. Another one carried a heavy-duty machine gun
Receiver.
and lots of ammunition. It blows out like thousands of rounds a minute. And guess what? That machine gun was so powerful that they had to have it water-cooled.
Really?
Water-cooled. If it didn't, the barrel got hot,
Freeze up.
and what happened?
You put antifreeze in it.
Put antifreeze so it didn't melt, so it didn't freeze. But what happened is someone that grabbed the barrel.
They burned their hand.
How bad?
The one recruit came in, he burned his hand right down to the bone. Picked
Yeah,
it up. I said, don't pick it up. And he picked it up.
yeah. And so when Mr. Jeckovich went in, he waited to get drafted to spend more time with his mother. And then when he was in the war, he was just a teenager, right out of high school, and they affectionately called his division the Diaper Division. Why'd they call you Diaper?
19 years old.
18, 17,
33s.
18,
We're 33s.
33s is the code for teenagers.
Yeah.
So they called them the Diaper Division. The reason why I'm saying this, they didn't say it sarcastically, they told it what it was, you young kids. They called it the Diaper Division, but later, Mr. Jeckovich was in the Battle of the Bulge, which is the bloodiest battle of all World War II. This is when Hitler sent his last hope, his last-ditch effort, with 600,000 Nazis, and they surrounded Mr. Jeckovich, which they never thought the Nazis would come from the Ardennes Forest, because the Ardennes Forest is very thick, hard to get tanks in, hard to get people in, but they did. Hitler surrounded Bastogne. Now, if Hitler would have took Bastogne, the war maybe not have ended in the favor of us so quickly. So Mr. Jeckovich's whole troops were in Bastogne, 97% casualty. And the only reason why Mr. Jeckovich is here today, two reasons. One, we believe his mother, Anna Targus Jeckovich, a devout Roman Catholic, got on her knees and prayed the rosaries every night, right?
Yeah.
And then his close friend, a former nun in Paris, played the rosary for him too. So we think this is the only reason why he wasn't part of the 97%.
Yeah.
So the story goes like this. He started as the Diaper Division, but then they nicknamed him something else. They nicknamed him the Bloody Bastards of Bastogne. That's how he was called, because he proved himself. And he had one run-in. He had run-in with George Patton, General George Patton. How did that go?
Oh.
Tell us about your run-in.
Oh, Patton,
Yeah.
we were walking in the rain. I told the guys, let's hold up in this barn and get out of the rain and get some sleep on the straw. And I said, hide that Jeep in that trailer so nobody sees it, especially Patton. So Patton spotted it, come in and said, what the hell are you guys doing? Get your ass up and get over it. Oh, go, 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 go.
If you don't know, Patton was a very notable character in World War II.
Yeah.
Ironically, when the war in Europe ended, Patton wanted to go to the Pacific where the war was still going on. Why do you want to go to the Pacific?
He wanted to beat Eisenhower. He wanted to be better than Eisenhower.
Patton loved war, and he was a good fighter, by the way. Ironically, he got killed, not in a war, off duty by an automobile.
Really?
So isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Minutes, please.
Hang on, I'm coming around the corner.
Minutes, please.
Stand by.
You get those papers, will you?
13.
Okay. And so that's Mr. Jeckovich's experience with George Patton.
Wasn't the battle like snowy? Pretty cold.
Well, let me just say this. The Battle of Bulge took place in the Ardennes Forest. Like I said, Hitler at this point was just a raving lunatic. He wanted to do as much damage to the American soldiers, kill as many as he could, and he wanted to destroy anything he could. And no one ever thought they would come through the Ardennes Forest, because as I mentioned, it's so thick, it's almost impossible to get tanks in there. And it was the coldest winter of record. Many times it was 30 to 40 degrees below. That's why Mr. Jeckovich has frostbite. So what type of a clothing did you have? Proper clothing?
No, we were in khakis. We were in khakis yet.
What happened to all the good stuff?
All the good stuff went to the rear echelon.
See, the rear echelon are guys that did the typing and never fought the front, but the rear echelon would never see like the Battle of Bulge, and they took all the good stuff.
Yeah.
All the heavy boots, all the heavy coats. They took everything, right, Mr. Jeckovich?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mr. Jeckovich, during World War II, he came out, and another interesting fact you must know, the Red Cross during World War II was passing out cigarettes like candy bars.
Yeah.
Didn't everyone get cigarettes?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, they were passing out cigarettes like candy bars. And the reason why I'm saying that is when Mr. Jeckovich finally got released from the war, he had to go to a camp. And what were all the tents named in the camp?
Lucky Strike, Paul Mall, they're all in.
Lucky Strike, Pall Mall, Chesterfield,
Cigarettes.
they're all named after cigarette companies.
Yeah.
So if the war didn't kill these soldiers, 30 years later, 90% of them are smoking now, lung cancer did. But an interesting side note, the cigarette companies are very vicious to get you hooked. 25 or 30 years later, what did the cigarette companies do?
They put it on the counter so the kids steal it and they get hooked on it, and they go back and buy a pack out of their own.
Mr. Jeckovich is saying exactly right. 20 or 30 years after the war, they wanted to addict more people. They put the displays right in the 12 and 13,000 7-Elevens, right at the cash register, so a young boy could steal a cigarette. And the cigarette companies thought that was great due to the fact they said a pack stolen today is a carton sold tomorrow.
A customer for life.
As a carton sold tomorrow.
Yeah.
During World War II, there were 16,400,000 young men and women in the war. Today, combat veterans, we have only 6,000 left. Most of them are in the late 90s or early hundreds. We're losing them at a rate of 150 a day. So do the math. Pretty soon we won't have any more World War II vets to ask questions to. So I tell everyone that's listening on our sites, Mr. Jeckovich gets hundreds of text messages a month, and plus he gets some nice gifts from people from all around the world. All around the world. Ireland, Greenland, Brazil, everywhere.
Yeah.
And so anyone wants to ask Mr. Jeckovich a question, he answers them all. Text at 407-366-0000. Text at 407-366-0000. Or as we say, we're a little bit different at Hague Point, Defusky Island, South Carolina. We talk a little differently there, so the people in North Carolina and South Carolina can understand us. Text Mr. Jeckovich at 407-366-0000. 407-366-0000. And all the questions will be answered personally by Mr. Jeckovich. Mr. Jeckovich is mind like a library. His mind is like a library. He's had all types of businesses, done all types of things. Every morning he reads 3 newspapers, including the Wall Street Journal. And guess what? Never uses glasses. Most people at the age of 40 need glasses.
Yeah.
Never uses glasses. Shake his hand. He got so much. Shake Brody's hand. Shake Brody. He's got so much power. He could knock you to the ground if he wanted to. You see?
Grip strength, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
See, Mr.
You don't
Jeckovich.
want to shake his hand.
How many? He'll knock you to the ground. How many minutes?
7, just under 8.
So an interesting point. The reason why Mr. Jeckovich could read without
Because
glasses.
they made him a super soldier over
He's
there.
a super soldier. But let me just tell the rest.
Oh, that's super.
He's a super soldier, but he could read without glasses. He could shake your hand so hard, he'll knock you to the ground. But let me tell you a few reasons why. He jogged for 80 years. He jogged for 80 years. When he
80
years.
Yeah.
When he started jogging, Haley, it wasn't fashionable or acceptable.
Nobody did it.
It wasn't fashionable or acceptable. What do they say to you when you start jogging?
Get off the street, you bum.
Get off the street, you bum. What else?
And instead they throw stuff at me.
They would throw stuff at him. They would throw what? Beer
They
cans?
said, "Why
Beer
can't you
cans,
afford a car?"
stones, and everything else.
They
Yeah.
said, can't you afford a car, you bum?
Yeah.
And one time they threw a full can of Campbell soup and hit him right in the head. He would jog in his boots, his corduroy pants, and an old sweatshirt. It wasn't acceptable. It wasn't acceptable. So all those people that said derogatory things to Mr. Jeckovich, they're all pushing up daisies.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why he has health. But keep in mind, Mr. Jeckovich never smoked, never drank, never took a vitamin, and never took a prescription. Never took a prescription. Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto.
Really?
What? Mr. Jeckovich lives by the motto. He has 2 doctors, his left leg and his right leg.
They kept him alive.
His left leg and his right leg.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're a good athletic too, Guy Brody, aren't you?
What?
He's very athletic, Mr. Jeckovich.
He was jogging until he was like 95 or 96.
What? Wow.
He still has an active driver's license. And Christmas of next year, he'll have an electric 2026 Dodge 15 pickup truck. He'll be driving 4x4. But keep in mind that Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925. This year, 2025, Mr. Jeckovich is knocking on a door of 100.
At the pearly gates.
That's the pearly gates calling him. That's the pearly gates. So Mr. Jeckovich was born in 1925. And you guys know how expensive everything is. Listen, you guys know how expensive everything is. When Mr. Jeckovich was born, gasoline was 7 cents a gallon.
Oh, I wish.
Really?
You'd fill up your whole car, and there were big cars then for $1.50.
Yeah.
You could buy a beautiful house for $2,000. You could buy a brand new car for $500.
Yeah.
I don't know if in your studies in school, if you ever heard of the Great Depression. Mr. Jeckovich lived through it. Did it affect you?
No. We had warm house, food every day, warm food every day. Holidays, we were well dressed.
Minutes.
Just under 5.
Because Mr. Jeckovich lived through the Great Depression. And so this book here tells the story from 11 to his retirement. But some of the things we stress on in the book, we don't have time to read them all now, is that was a tough generation. Their mothers didn't give in to them, their mothers didn't baby them. They gave you lots of chores, right?
Yeah,
And lots of work,
yeah.
right? So some of the things, this is just a synopsis of the book, is that we tried hard to make things better for our kids that maybe made them work. For our grandchildren, I like it to be better. And now we're getting into the sacrificing part. I really like them to know about hand-me-down clothes, homemade ice cream, and leftover meatloaf sandwiches. I really would. I hope they learn humility by being humiliated, and that they learn honesty by someone cheating them. I hope you learn to make your own bed and mow the lawn and wash your car. And I really hope, this is very important, and I really hope nobody gives you a brand new car when you're 16 years old. It will be at least one time, it'll be at least one time you can see puppies being born and your old dog put to sleep. I hope you get a black eye. I hope you get a black eye for fighting something you believe in. I hope you share a bedroom with your brother, and it's all right to draw a line down the middle of the room, but when he wants to crawl under the covers with you because he's scared, I hope you let him. When you want to see a movie with your brother, wants to tag along, your younger brother, I hope you'll let him go with you. I hope you have to walk uphill to school. I hope you have to walk uphill to school with your friends, and that you live in a town where it's safe to do. We're going to get back to the walking. We're going to get on that in a minute. On rainy days, when you have to catch a ride with your mother, I hope you don't ask the driver, your mother, to drop you 2 blocks away so you won't be seen riding with someone as cool as your mother, uncool as your mother.
Oh, yeah.
If you want a slingshot, I hope your dad teaches you how to make one instead of buying one. I hope you learn to dig in the dirt and read books. When you learn to use a computer, I hope you also learn to add and subtract in your head. I hope you get teased by your friends when you have your first crush on a girl, and when you talk back to your mother, that you will learn what ivory soap tastes like.
I never had that.
I hope. Listen,
I was a good kid.
I hope. It's a good point. I hope.
That tastes good.
I hope. Excuse me. I hope. I don't care. This is very important. I don't care if you try a beer once, but I hope you don't like it. And if a friend offers you dope or a joint, I hope you realize he is not your friend. He's not your friend. May you know sorrow at a funeral and joy at the holidays. I hope your mother punishes you when you throw a baseball through your neighbor's window, and that she hugs you and kisses you at Christmas time when you give her a plastic mold of your hand. These things I wish for you, grandsons and great-grandsons. Tough times and disappointment, hard work and happiness. To me, it's the only way to appreciate life. So that kind of sums up what Mr. Jeckovich is saying in the
And
book.
John got these for the kids. Okay, here you go, sweetie.
Put it on.
And
How
this
much
is
time
for
we
you
got?
for welding.
How much time we got?
Just 30 seconds. How
Put
do
it
you
on.
like that? Huh?
That's for your motorcycle, huh?
There you go.
Hold it up.
You look beautiful, Haley.
Oh, wow, look at it. It
Oh,
lights
yeah.
up.
Perfect for bike week.
Yeah.
Perfect